blue, blue.
You know, as an EV owner, I still hear the phrase all the time, I can fill up my ICE vehicle in 5 minutes. EVs just take way too long to charge. And I would dispute that finding. To fill up your ICE vehicle, drive from your house to the gas station, pump the gas, and then go back to your house or wherever it is you're going. And that definitely takes more than 5 minutes. As an EV owner, all I have to do is pull up the app, click on the charging button, and tell it to start charging. When I'm ready to leave the house, it's fully charged. There's never any leaving and going to the gas station. In the morning, when I'm ready to leave, this is my gas station. It takes me far less than 5 minutes. And the other thing I still hear all the time and I see online is if you want to travel in an EV, you need to have a really long extension cord. Now I know, and you know, most of these guys are just trolling, but there are a few folks out there that still don't understand the technology or understand just how easy it is to road trip in an EV. It's not complicated at all. Check this out. Navigate to Denver, Colorado. For Tesla, it really is that simple. You choose your destination, you can hand type it in, or you can use the button on the steering wheel and use the voice command and tell it where you want to go. The car guides you directly there. It even adds in your supercharging stations along the way, so there's no guessing where you need to pull over. Now, we've been all over the United States in our Tesla. We've got 51,500 miles or so on it. We bought it new in 2021. And this morning, we're going to make a short trip over to Rolla. Rolla is about 100 miles away, so it's a 200-mile round trip. Now, for a trip like that, all I had to do last night was click that I wanted to charge the car up a little higher than the 80% I normally charge. So I think I have it set at 93, 92%, something like that. And this is a trip we can easily go over to Rolla, come back home, and not have to charge till we get home. Now, I will likely charge for 5 minutes or so in Rolla because I like to check out the superchargers when I go someplace to see what's located around them. I'll do some recording when I get there just to show you how easy the charging experience is with a Tesla. And maybe we'll find some interesting sites along the way to show you as well. So anyway, it's a typical life in a day of an EV owner. It's not any different than it is if you have a gas car. We do have a Honda CR-V hybrid. It's a very nice car, very comfortable to travel in, and yet we almost always choose the Model Y for our road trips.
A few minutes later.
But we aren't very far along in our journey, about 10 minutes to be exact, and we have an impromptu stop at Walmart for, I don't know, makeup, browsing, whatever. This is not an uncommon occurrence, by the way.
Let me show you what I do during some of these impromptu stops.
For one of my favorite YouTube channels, Matt's Off-Road Recovery. Let's do full screen.
I'm going to give you a weather report right now because we're traveling, but it feels nice inside the truck. That's right. We'll give you an update on the weather when we get to where the weather matters.
Now, you might be thinking, I can do that on my phone, and you can, but trust me, it's not the same. When you watch a movie or a YouTube channel in one of these Teslas, the sound system is fantastic. There are, I believe it has 16 speakers, has subwoofer, and you're in full immersive surround sound, and it's a blast to watch movies on or just hang out and enjoy a quick YouTube video anytime someone wants to browse in a Walmart.
So we arrived here in Rolla and we were going to go have some barbecue and decided to come by the supercharger first and noticed it's in a Bandana's barbecue parking lot. So we're going to knock two things out at once here together. But let me show you just a little bit with the supercharging and tell you how the trip's going so far. So we've gone 102 miles since we unplugged this morning, and the meter up here shows we about to have 114 miles left. So we could theoretically just turn around and go back home another 100 miles, but we're not going to. We're going to plug in and charge for a little bit while we go in and have some barbecue. All right, let's see how quick this ramps up. 69 kilowatts, 98 kilowatts, 111, 121, 127, 130, 131, 132, 133. How high will it go? 137, 141, 142, 145. Great charging session, especially considering we're about half on the battery. Normally when you're about half on the battery, the charging is pretty slow, but we're at 145 already. So I'm gonna head in and have some barbecue. So Jenny, tell us about your food here at Bandanas.
It looks delicious because I'm hungry.
I got the pork and brisket. It looks delicious. So as frequently happens, the car is done charging way before we're done eating, so I had to run out here to move it away from the charger real quick. Let me show you what we got going on. So I charged it to 90%, which is way more than what we need today, but 90% puts me at 245 miles. So we went from 114 to 245 miles. Gonna move the car so that someone else can have access to the chargers if they need it, although most of them are empty. Go back in and finish my barbecue.
So if we do the math on that trip yesterday using 68 kilowatts based on our home charging only, that trip would have cost us about $7 in electricity. As it was, mixing the supercharger in there pushed our cost up to, we used about half of the $10.85 we got back home with about half of our tank left. So if you figure $5 there and a normal fill up at our home address, we're talking about around $14 thereabouts. Now I figure if you'd have done that same trip with a gasoline car, what I say, 216 miles on there. So if you figure you get 30 miles to the gallon on that, roughly 7 gallons of gas. If you're paying $3 a gallon, $21. What do we have there? We have about a $7 savings off of a gasoline car that gets 30 miles to the gallon, paying $3. So a $7 savings may not sound like that much, but if you factor in the fact that the majority of our charging is done at home with weekly commuting to and from work and various other places around town at a rate of $8 to $9 to fill up, every time I do 200 miles from home charging, I'm spending about $8 to $10. Driving a gasoline car is going to cost me roughly $21. You can figure in that I'm saving $13 every time I do 200 miles when I'm doing all of my charging at home. On top of that, you just can't get over the convenience of being able to fill your EV up at home while you're sleeping at night. Point of the video is really just to tell you it's not that complicated to own an EV. It's actually pretty easy. It's pretty convenient. Don't have to leave to go to the gas station. And ultimately, for all of your normal daily driving, the cost is over 50% less than what it would cost you to drive a gasoline equivalent. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like and subscribe for more great content, and we'll see you on the next one.